Printer can't connect from Cisco. Thank you, Cisco. I am unable to print. Oh, I'm sorry. I am unable to ping the printer's IP address and can access the web portal through the browser. I am able to ping the printer's IP address and can access the web portal through the browser. But I can't install it on any PC. I have tried to add it using device installation software and also Windows Wizard software. I have restarted the printer. Still the same. Any suggestions? So you're able to see it on the network. So you're able to ping it. So that's good. And can access the web portal through a browser. I'm assuming this is the portal that controls the printer settings, but can't install it to any PC. I have tried to add using the device installation software. So use the software that came with the printer and also Windows Wizard software. That is really, really weird one because you pretty much tried all the things you can do, but yet you can't do it. It still can't install. I'm curious to see what the error is, or just nothing happens. Let me think here. What else would I try? Well, you pinged it. You can see it. And I'm assuming you gave it a static IP address if you have access to this web portal. So it's important that you give it a static IP address that can accept connections on the printer ports. I forget what the printer ports are, but make sure that those are open and that they are not blocked by firewall. Just because you can ping the IP address doesn't mean that the print ports are not. Network print ports. Okay. So port 80 for HTTP. Okay, here it is. Here's something that might help you. Here's a article from IBM. Let's look at this real quick. Guys, it's okay to, if you tried many things and you still can't come up with a solution, it's okay to use the internet. That's what the internet is for. It's a highway, information a highway or whatever, right? Highway information, is it the correct? I don't know. It's there to be used. So make sure that the correct ports are open. Okay, remote output queue. So remote output queues always use port 515 when communicating with TCP/IP printers, right? So, but it depends on the printer. And here are some common print ports that are listed here. Now, you can look up this article yourself and just do the same search as I did and kind of read on this. But what I would actually suggest that you do is look at the manual for that printer and look at the ports and make sure that that's set up correctly inside of the web portal, that this is all configured and turned on. Just because you can ping the IP address doesn't mean that you can print if the ports are not open. And of course, check with your network admin that these ports are not blocked through the firewall. Also, group policy can be blocking these. A lot of businesses actually prevent printers from being used, and they can use group policy to actually block these printer ports. Of course, check to see, well, if I was going to say check to see if the print spooler is turned on, but you wouldn't be able to go through the Windows wizard, if you will, to add it. So that wouldn't even be working. So I would check the ports. I would definitely look at the ports to see if this is the issue here. Either that or somehow the printer itself is not recognized as a printer. I wish I had more hands-on to this because this is a very interesting one, because you've tried pretty much all the other basic troubleshooting. You ping the IP address. Again, make sure it's a static IP address. You have access to web portal. Check the settings inside the web portal to see if everything's turned on properly, because it could be just some kind of thing that you forgot to set up. And you've tried to add using the device installation software, so you have admin privileges if you have the ability to install software, and you also tried the Windows Wizard. The only thing I can think of right now is that the ports are being blocked somehow, either through group policy or which group policy makes changes on your local firewall. And but check on these things. Check whoever you have access to when it comes to other support people. Ask them if if printers are being blocked. So if you have to reach out to system admins that have access to the domain, then reach out to them and ask them about printers if there's any issues when it comes to printers over the network, printing over the network, or if the firewall team or network team has somehow blocked the printing over the network. Because again, I've seen this happen in some business environment where they don't want people to print. So check on those things. I'm going to reply and say, please check on port settings and to make sure they are not blocked by firewall. Also, double check printer settings. For example, static, IP, and port settings.